Hello there and welcome back to another edition of the Hot Lap Classic Remastered. This time we take a look at the 1997 Mazdaspeed RX-7 A-Spec LM Edition. This is the third and final RX-7 LM Edition. Yes, there's three of them in this game. There is the standard RX-7 LM Edition, the GTC LM Edition, and this, the A-Spec LM Edition. This one's probably the most interesting of all of them because this one obviously carried over from GT1, but in this game it serves quite a crucial role. You see, this is essentially, by default car. The reason for that is simple. This car's file name is the first one in the list. So if you ever see a Gran Turismo 2 mod, or just something going on with content or whatever, and you see this car's logo, that's because it's the first in the list, and so for that reason, it is the default logo in this game, and now you know. So there you go, there's one to keep an eye out on. In terms of RX-7 LM editions, the GTC LM was mental but quick. The other one was just not very good but managed to look its way into a pretty decent lap time. This one is the least powerful of all of the RX-7 LM editions. I'm hoping that translates into it being the most controllable, but I guess we will find out. It is sort of the most nothing to look at, I guess. The GTC LM edition is obviously based on the RX-7 GTC road car concept that we see in the game, and the other RX-7 LM edition, which also is carried over from GT1, that's based on the 15th anniversary RX-7, whereas this one is basically the A-Spec with a livery. And don't get me wrong, it's an okay livery, but yeah, not all that special looking, it does have to be said. Front-engined, rear-wheel drive, 549 horsepower, 1,050 kilograms. For a default car, they're fairly defaulty stats for a race car in this game. Anyways, to find out how the RX-7 A-Spec LM edition gets along, it is going to have 6 laps of the Motorsports Land track in order to set the best time it possibly can. Our current leader is the Suzuki Escudo Pikes Peak version. That car set a time of a 25.696. This one is unlikely to beat that. In terms of where this is going to go, the RX-7 GTC LM edition set a 28.366. The RX-7 LM edition set a time of a 28.675. So, like I say, on paper, this should be the weakest. However, it already feels pretty controllable. It also has to be said, apart from sort of one weird fluke that happened, the RX-7 A-Spec is the quickest RX-7 we've had go around this course, the standard road-going version, so this car should do pretty well. 28.812 on its sort of first flyer is pretty good, it does have to be said. I mean, that being said, I don't really know. I mean, surely, obviously, there's always places to make time up, but yeah, the way I describe this, I think I'd describe the other GT1 RX-7 LM edition as thus. It doesn't feel all that race car-y to drive. Not in the sense that it's like going to kill you like the other one did. This is more in the sense of it just, I don't know, it doesn't feel like it has sort of ridiculous levels of turning grip. It doesn't feel particularly sort of stupidly fast as race cars often can feel in this game. It honestly feels like a tuned version of the other A-Spec, the standard road-going car, which is sort of what it looks like. Is it perceived though? Is it looks? I'm not too sure. So far we are sort of roughly halfway between both of them. This can go a little bit quicker. I don't know if this is as quick as the GTC though, to be honest. So yeah, even if we don't sort of set the track alight on this final lap, I don't think there's an awful amount much more sort of give and go in this, but we will see. I took that first sector pretty darn well on that. Well, it does have to be said, bit by the rear end. I knew that was going to happen eventually. Yeah, there's a little bit of time in this, but again, I don't really know how much it would save it, really. It is a nice driving car. It sounds like I'm being overly critical of it, and I'm not really. It drives pretty well. It still sets a time that's blisteringly quick around this course, all things considered. It's just not sort of super quick, and again, it just doesn't feel all that racy to me. It feels good. It drives nice. It just isn't, you know, sort of, I don't know. Doesn't feel super competitive. I think that'd be the way I'd describe it. It doesn't feel, you know, again, evidently, you know, all the sectors are the same. So it is a nice driving car. It drives well. There's a good amount of grip. It's a lot better than the RX-7 LM edition, for which the other one's in this game. Yeah, and this one quite literally sort of splits the two, I think. It's about sort of 0.15 up on the other RX-7 LM edition, and then 0.15 down on the other one. So I suppose it worked out in a way, strangely, but yeah. Mind you, I suppose it's default car. And at the end of the day, default car has got to do nothing more than sort of go and stop just fine. Anyways, a 28.542 plugs a little bit of a gap in our leaderboard. It goes into 57th place. Something finally bridges the gap between the A-Spec F1 and that Takata NSX, because that's quite a large gap considering how close the rest of our leaderboard is. It is quicker than a Subaru Impreza WRX STI Sedan version 5, the Arta Zexel Skyline, Jaguar XJR15. It is quicker than the Vauxhall Calibra Super Touring car, which means it's quicker than all of the Super Touring cars in this game. Quicker than the TVR Cerbera LM Edition, CLK race car. I mean, again, quicker than the RX-7 LM Edition, quicker than the NSXR GT1 Turbo, quicker than the Copperhead LM Edition. It is quicker than a vast number of LM editions. In fact, sort of looking at the board, I'm just trying to see if I can pick anything out. No, it's not. I was about to say it's the quickest Gran Turismo 1 LM edition, but that's not true because the GTO and the FTO exist, and they are much quicker than this. But other than that, I think that's, yeah, pretty much it. The rest of them are all sort of Gran Turismo 2 LM edition. So, yeah, a good car, drives well. All the rest of it, just don't expect it to sort of set a track alight, really. Don't expect it to drive much like a race car. But looking at time, it sure can compete with them, so what do I know? Anyways, that's it for this episode. Thank you all very much for watching. Join me next time when I'll be driving something completely different. Until then, farewell.